Are we live? That's live.
We're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CryptoManiacs podcast. We have a very exciting show for you guys today for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is a returning guest. Actually, I think Task. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was one of our first guests ever, wasn't he? He was up there.
I don't remember. I think you might be right. How many times have you been on, McFarhat?
This is
Is
the
this
second.
your third?
No, I guess this is the second.
Second
I
time?
think so. Yeah. I think so. Am I mistaken? I mean, I love you guys. I don't get bored at all from coming into your show, but I don't recall exactly, to be honest.
No, but it's been a while.
For
Yeah.
some reason, I think this is his. You might be right, John. He may have been one of our early guests, and I think this might be his third visit because I think he was on in the fall, if I recall.
I don't know, man. I think it's the second time.
I don't know.
Mm.
If somebody would figure out the damn badges with the multiple visits, we might be able to use the badges.
It's never going to happen. No. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show. We are honored. See how I quickly evaded that? I didn't want to.
Hey, if they get a badge, it's
I know,
good enough. We don't get badges. I'm still wondering if you're going to give Blaine a badge next week.
Definitely not. No, absolutely not.
That'll be cool.
Yeah. So this is great, and it's funny. It's funny that you're here today, sir. For everyone that doesn't know, this is McFarhat from ActiFit, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't wait to talk to you about this because this is right up your alley, obviously. But you are back with, I'm sure, a whole bunch of news from ActiFit. You guys were absolutely going to the moon. A couple of weeks ago, things were going great. Everything was wonderful. Of course, then, Terra Luna happens, I guess, and we're all done, right? I guess we're finished. We pack it up. We call it a day. But this is, I'll let Task kind of do what Task does on these shows. But I do want to get into a big topic with you about ActiFit. Obviously, we're raving fanboys. I try to hit my 5,000 minimum every day. Doesn't always happen, but I try. Task. You were one of the originals into the ActiFit thing. What did you see that McFarhat saw in this?
Well, the great thing about ActiFit from day one was the simplicity. I mean, it's not a very difficult concept. Move around, it tracks your steps, and then you put up a post and you earn some rewards. And initially, the rewards were simply through delegation to the main ActiFit account. It was, rewarding people in Hive and HBD, however they get their payouts. And then, of course, later down the road, the AFIT token came out, and that was also the payout for delegation, the incentive to delegate. So if you delegate high power, which is very common now, but back when McFarhat started it, it really wasn't that common. I think Steam Hunt was the first one to start that, and ActiFit may have been one of the second, because the AFIT token was initially designed on his own server. So that was even preceding all the Hive engine stuff. And, it's just one of those things where crypto is confusing. Crypto is hard to use. How do I get it? How do I do this? And ActiFit, it's like, well, just move around. It's not that complicated. Just move around, do what you usually do, download the app to your phone, and then just once a day post post a picture or whatever with 35 or 50 words, and you'll get some rewards out of it. And then, of course, over the last few years, him and his team have expanded and added a whole lot more layers. But it was really just the simplicity. And personally, to this day, I still feel everybody on Hive should go download ActiFit from either the iTunes or the Google Play Store and use it. I mean, just enter in your posting key, enter in your username, and just post once a day. It's not that complicated, and most people move around. And we had a joke a few times about things you could do, like strap it to the back of your dog and put the dog in the backyard and get 60,000 steps in a day and stuff like that. But
you're not supposed to do that.
What's that?
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, you don't get rewarded over 10,000 anyway. So I mean, the extra 50,000 doesn't matter anyhow.
As long as you give your dog the rewards, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, how crypto friendly is your dog? Yeah. So I think it's one of the easy ones. And then over time, he integrated with Fitbit. I think I might be mistaken, but I think you also integrated with Apple. So there's integration into some of the more popular apps. And McFarhat was ahead of his time by about 4 years, because now suddenly the move to earn is
exactly what I wanted to bring up. That was it. You hit it. Keep going. Sorry. Yes.
So, and I got to add, McFarhat has the hair follicles for the show. He blends right in with us.
Very nice.
It's no longer
huh?
we're no longer 2 bald dudes on camera. We're now 3 bald dudes on camera.
Hair's overrated.
But so I still feel that ActiFit should be one of the most popular applications on Hive, and the idea of extending outside of Hive, I think, is certainly there, because again, this is an application, tracking apps for your exercise or your workouts are very popular. Fitbit is huge. So it's a marketplace that I think there's so much potential, and he foresaw the integration of these movement applications or these movement devices and cryptocurrency. And I think that's really where he was a number of years ahead of the curve. Him and Mark Cuban. Remember, Mark Cuban invested in that one? I don't know whatever happened to it.
So I got to ask you, man, because this is just what Task said, he alluded to. ActiFit is not new. This has been around for years. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's all, move to earn. Like it's like this new thing that everyone's talking about. You see it mentioned from the crypto Twitter influencers, and you see this new movement. Do you sit back and just scratch your head and go like, yeah? Or is it like, finally, we're because this is, again, like Tass said to me, it's a no-brainer of an application. You want easy to earn crypto, move your butt. So what did you see 5 years ago that people are finally just waking up to?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks, guys. I mean, it's always a pleasure to be around with you guys. And thanks for the intro. Taskmaster, I guess you just summed up what ActiFit has been doing for the last few years. I mean, you've been always a great spokesman for ActiFit. And I couldn't have said it better, I guess. So thanks for the intro. John, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like what I saw like 4 or 5 years ago, I really wanted to come up with something that would keep people healthier. And you guys know the original vision behind ActiFit. I mean, we wanted to come up with something just to keep people moving, to get them on the move, and to get them living healthy. And I mean, I saw the potential there on Steam and then Hive. So I mean, being a social network, it made a lot of sense, and being a social network with its innate token reward system, whereby we built AFIT on top of that whole ecosystem. I mean, we thought that rewarding users for actually moving would make a lot of sense. I mean, just do some social thing, some health thing, and get rewarded. And it made a lot of sense for us back then. And yes, I'm getting these, like, finally someone is paying some high scale attention to what our original vision was. And I mean, I've seen all those competitors, and of course they're doing a good job, and thumbs up to them. But yeah, I mean, this has been our vision for a long time, and I still see ActiFit as being way ahead of the competition across so many different aspects. I can just simply list a few. I mean, we're a cross-chain platform now. We run on so many chains. We run on Hive, on Steam, on Blurt, and on Binance Smart Chain. We recently integrated our tokens there. And as you mentioned, I mean, this made a huge hype recently in ActiFit visibility and price action. We're a unique multi-token reward system. I mean, users are not just earning AFIT; they're earning AFIT, Hive, etc. We do have. I mean, we've been around for 4 years, so we're very far away from being any potential scam or rug pull, because there's always this thing behind the new projects that could potentially hype and then just rug pull everyone around. We do have like Task mentioned. We have the Fitbit, we have the Apple Watch, and the Apple Health integrations. We do have our virtual gadgets, like NFTs. We do have our DeFi aspect, the yield farming currently on Hive Engine, and then coming down the road with Binance Smart Chain. So if I wanted just to give a statement for ActiFit, we're kind of the first social cross-chain multi-reward move to earn project with the DeFi twist. This is like the sum up of what ActiFit really is. And I mean, with those components, I mean, the social, you don't see this across other move to earn projects, not to mention all the other things that I mentioned. So yeah, I mean, I'm really thrilled to see everyone just adopting the move to earn. And even, I mean, if you consider the entry point for ActiFit, I mean, it's way below whatever these other projects are now charging. Like, you gotta buy those crazy cost NFTs just to start earning with I don't know, some of the other competitors, Step N or whatever. And these are very costly. With ActiFit, you're just creating your account. You're paying a couple of bucks just for the account creation. And that's that. I mean, you can start using ActiFit. You can start earning from day one.
I think you touch upon a couple big points that I've felt for a long time. And this goes back to, and I don't even know where I got to, I think John told me this, or maybe I read it in comment section or something, but I think it was in the comment section. There was a guy who came to Hive through Splinterlands, and he was playing Splinterlands for the longest time. And before he realized there was this whole other ecosystem out there. And this is something that I think we need as a community to do a better job of promoting the fact that, listen, and I'm not talking about what's in your wallet, just having a Hive account has value, because you can go and play Splinterlands. You can blog through Leo Finance or Hive Blog or PT or CTP. You can engage in listeners. You can use ActiFit. You can play Rising Star. There's all these different games, 3Speak, all these different games and applications that are just growing in number. And what makes it so interesting to me about what you just said about the DeFi, because my personal view is, right now in the traditional system, finance is its own sector, its own industry. I don't think DeFi is going to be separate from anything. DeFi is going to be in everything. And so here we have an application that rewards you for just moving around. You get yourself a little Hive, maybe some HBD if you're 50-50 rewarding. You get some AFIT tokens. And then there's all these other options of financial opportunities that you can engage in. You can put your AFIT in a diesel pool. You can move it over to BSC. You can swap it for other tokens if you prefer them. You can use your AFIT to get the NFTs and to get the boosters. You can do all these different things that enhance your wallet through either with AFIT, or you got the AFIT X, which also enhances your upvotes, enhances certain things you can do within the application. So all of this is coming together where it's like, well, how do you know crypto has a future? Well, because here's an application, you just move around, you can start earning it, and then, oh, by the way, you better go to Leo Finance and start learning some financial techniques, because guess what? You're in DeFi. You're here already. You move around, you claim your rewards, you're in crypto. And to me, going back to what John asked earlier, it's the easiest entry point you could ever see.
I agree. I mean, I can agree more than with you. I mean, especially with the link between the DeFi and what we have right now. I mean, there's a huge community of health-aware people and who are just really very interested in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. And with the opening point for them would be, I mean, okay, so we're doing this already. Why not get paid for it? And then you can open the whole financial industry to them, and then leverage all your earnings and earn more, and just benefit the whole ecosystem. I mean, you get your farming, you get your loans, you get whatever. All of these components can play absolutely amazingly together. So this is what we're looking for.
I mean, for me, I mean, I love it, and I'm for people listening to the podcast, you're not going to be able to see this, but on my front page on my phone, I have ActiFit right there. I mean, ActiFit and Ecency, because I got the Hive.
And deep porn. I noticed the deep porn link.
No, man, like, dude, we were going so well, man. We were 21 minutes into this. We were being, and he had to go there. Anyways, but no, it's like you said, it's this no-brainer, easy entry point for people. Because you tell people, hey, DeFi, crypto, and they kind of like, if they don't know what's going on, they're kind of reserved. They're I don't know. And then again, you hear all this Terra Luna crap, and DeFi, no, stable coins, nah. They would want nothing to do with it. But tell them, hey, go download a little application. It's a beautiful little thing, gorgeous little red and white, and it works really well. You download it, and it just starts counting your steps, and you can go for hikes with it. You can go for walks with it. You can do whatever you want. Put it in your pocket. You can, just like you said, it can be on a Fitbit. It can be on your Apple Watch, whatever. And then you start tapping into the crypto stuff as almost a side benefit of you actually doing something and actually moving. And that's such a great entry point for people. Why I wanted to bring up the move to earn thing is because, again, I see all this stuff, and I see the play to earn stuff going on, and it's like, yeah, Splinterland's been doing this for years. I see all the move to earn stuff now. I'm like, yeah, ActiFit's been doing this stuff for years. It's like, what's it going to take? Because, man, we've got some really cool applications, and I'm a little biased. I know it's multi-chain, but I'm Hive centric, and I'm a Hive maximalist. I make no bones about it. But what's it going to take for people to recognize what can be built here? Because you've been building this stuff here for years. Splinterland's been doing it for years, and still people want to go and lose $20 billion on Terra Luna. What I don't know what the use case is for it, but here you go. There's a real use case for Hive with ActiFit, and that's just one example. What's it going to take? What is it going to be? The mixing of different blockchains? Is it going to be the DeFi stuff? Is it going to be more users, as I'm sure Task will say? What's it going to take for us to really get out there more?
Well, I mean, yeah, we are absolutely huge fans of Hive. I mean, we've been building on Hive for so long, and yeah, I think, I mean, as more dApps built on Hive get a lot of attention and more attention, there will be more audience coming through to Hive. I mean, over the last few weeks, we've had tons of people, new signups to ActiFit, and a lot of users are just joining Hive. They're learning the ecosystem, what to do, and how to post, and how to earn rewards. They're learning about Hive, Hive Power, HBD, all these different components. So, I mean, Hive is such a huge and beautiful ecosystem that can just grow massively. And yeah, it needs some support from these dApps. We've always seen Hive as a place where it's not just about posting. I mean, you can do so much more. You can play games. You can move to earn. You can. I don't know. I mean, there's so much potential there. You can do finance with Leo Finance. So all of these things, I mean, this can be amazing entry points for Hive and for it to really grow. And even our vision for connecting to cross chains, I mean, this is about interconnecting users and bringing users from other chains together, and just to learn that, hey, there's opportunity here, there's opportunity there, to get the money flowing between the different chains. We know BSC has tons of money, tons of tons of people over there. So they get to know Hive. The Hivians get to know Binance Smart Chain. They get to use it more. So this interconnection between the different chains is what's really interesting for us, and what we foresee as a potential huge growth potential.
There you go.
John's going to be doing some videos for you too on how to use MetaMask to integrate with BSC, because that's another favorite of his.
Dude, you're 2 for 2. Like, you mentioned the D-porn stuff, and now you're mentioning MetaMask, and it's
Right.
I didn't mention the E word yet.
No, not yet, but it was close. It was close. Yeah. Thankfully, he's not there. He's on BSC, and I know.
Now, McFarhat, let's go back to the beginning. Just a question, kind of targeting your developer background in your development view of things as a coder and a developer. Why Hive? Why, when you started this project, did you target Hive and decide to build on Hive, which, you know, it was, if memory serves me, around 2017. So there were some other chains out there. Why did you choose Hive from a technical standpoint or a developer standpoint? What attracted you to that as opposed to some of the other options you had out there?
Oh well, man, so many things. I mean, Hive was a no-brainer for me. Basically, I mean, you had almost zero transaction fees. That's very interesting for a developer and for a user. I mean, you don't want to keep paying for things. I mean, compare it to Ethereum, that's just terrible. That's one. A second. I mean, the community is amazing. I mean, it's a social platform, so you got an interconnected community that you don't see elsewhere. With blogging, I mean, this is a fantastic component to a blockchain. Third, the development doesn't need to be really complicated like what you have with Solidity. I mean, at least for an entry point when we started back in 2017. So we were just basically doing JavaScript stuff. And this was also a much easier entry point. And fourth, I guess, is the on-chain reward system. That's another amazing component for Hive. I mean, earning rewards just for doing things on the blockchain. I mean, that's a very, very interesting idea. I mean, I am still to see this elsewhere. I mean, except for the Graphene-based blockchains. I mean, you don't see this anywhere. And this is, I mean, very interesting for people just to do things and earn because of upvotes and curation. This is amazing, an amazing idea in itself. And I still find it fascinating till today. So yeah, I guess, I mean, those were just few of the points that we found that Hive is amazing for growth and for us to build and keep building on it.
If I can tangent and probe your developer mind a bit more, and I don't know how much you followed this and really investigated it. I'm sure you've read his posts week after week like the rest of us. But what is your opinion, if you have one, of half the Hive architectural framework that Block Trades and others are developing? What do you think that brings to the ecosystem as a developer? Do you think that'll really enhance things? Will it make your job, or will it make a developer's job a lot easier? Is there a lot there? Because some people I've heard it the range from, it's kind of nice, it's going to help a few people, but not do much. Other people saying this is a total game changer. What do you think of half as far as you know it?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, I was so much busy recently that I wasn't able to dig through so many of the developments happening right now. But yeah, I mean, I skimmed through it quickly some time ago, and I think it definitely has an added value to the Hive ecosystem. It's, I mean, everything that's being built there will help in one way or another. I cannot give an honest opinion about the coding or the technology behind it because, like I said, I mean, I haven't dug through it much. But yeah, I mean, I love what Block Trades is doing. I love what so many of the great backers of the Hive blockchain. They call me Dan at the Speak Network. I mean, so many amazing people around there. So yeah, I'm really rooting for them, for the extra development they're doing for the blockchain. And I think, I mean, everything that we add on top of the blockchain will be definitely helpful.
Nice. So, ActiFit. let's I'll just do the elephant in the room bit, I guess. Now, I get notices, obviously, on my phone, and it starts saying that this token is absolutely moonshotting. What was the cause, would you say? And like, are we all getting Lambos now, or what? Like, what's going on? Like, that's the most important thing, is like, when Lambo, dear sir. What happened? Like, this was literally like, ActiFit's the #1 trending token on a whole bunch of sites a couple weeks ago. Did you was CZ your best friend or something, or like, what happened? Like, did you get a little insider handshake? What let us know so we can do.
I just hung up the phone with him, right? Well, really, I mean, we were surprised because, I mean, what we were just doing was basically getting AFIT listed across, the tracking sites. We were on CMC before, but our pricing wasn't showing there, and I believe we were picked up by some of the listing sites once we got listed. I think it was on a nomics.com website that tracks tokens, and then CMC, and then CoinGecko, and they all picked it up. And I think there was just this attention. Some buyers started picking up. They figured that this is a move to earn project, and they were thinking, wow, okay, another move to earn. So this could have a high potential. And definitely, I mean, people started looking around, and volume started spiking up. So with more volume, with more buyers, I guess this introduced more buyers and more attention. And it's been going on for a nice while now. And I think we spiked up to around 1.2 million volume in a day. Yeah, that was very surprising. I mean, I couldn't believe it myself, because that was so surprising. But yeah, I mean, the beauty of this whole thing is that, I mean, it's ongoing, it's continuous, and we're leveraging this, and we're building so much across the last couple of weeks that we've been contacted by some. I mean, I don't want to spill the beans, and I mean, there are some people really interested in ActiFit. There might be people interested in investing or whatnot. So there are some discussions around those topics. Listings, definitely. So we've had our first official listing on a DEX. It's called DEX-Trade, dex-trade.com. So this is our first official DEX, and CEX. Sorry, this is our first official CEX listing, and it's now tracked on CMC as well. We had the DigiFinex event. It just concluded today, and we're probably going to get listed in the coming few days there. We're getting a lot of discussions with exchanges, so we want to continue this growth. And yeah, I mean, this is I couldn't believe it at first, but yeah, this is, I believe, how things grow and take it from there. So yeah, we're looking forward more growth and more potential and more adoption. We're just very excited. That's all I can say.
I'm sure you're a pretty humble dude, I'm sure. But I don't know, but this is what happens when I hear that, and then I see what happens. They see a new move to earn, and that pisses me off because I'm just like, ActiFit was basically the first one. I think there was one other one around the same time ActiFit launched, and the move token, or the sweat coin, right? Yeah. You couldn't do anything with it. You could trade it in for like a gift certificate at Arby's or something. I mean, you
can't even do that, I don't think.
And so, it's not even crypto. It wasn't even crypto sweatcoin back then. Now they're getting introduced to crypto.
I get angry. I get angry when people are like, "Oh, here's a new move." I'm like, "No, you. This is the first. This is the first, and you guys haven't noticed it because you're too busy trying to get friggin' Ethereum big stuff." And I'm not going to get into it. I promise I won't. But dude, I know. Do you get, like, you're probably humble and you're like, everything is great and wonderful, but I'm angry for you. Like I want
Yeah,
to take
listen,
these.
yeah, true. We've been around for so long, but I mean that's fine as long as people really notice us and they start understanding what's going on and what we're doing. I guess it will be easy for them to just adopt and jump on the wagon and start using ActiFit and earning and just
Mhm.
exploring everything that's around. So yeah, I mean, it's not. It's a little. It's yeah. I understand what you're saying. I mean, for being around so long, but that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, as long as people get to know you and they learn about it, and see the potential, that's fine by us.
Mm.
Well, just keep in mind, Apple was a 30-year-old niche computer company, and then they exploded with the iPod and the iPhone. So
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes it takes a little while to become an overnight sensation.
Mhm.
Um, you mentioned the token price, and that's exciting, and that's what a lot of people look at. But and I don't know what metrics you have, but when you look at your internal metrics, such as daily accounts posting or maybe downloads from the Google Store or iTunes, are you seeing significant jumps in the downloads and the usage numbers? I mean, tokens are one thing, and markets do what markets do. But to me, and John and I talk about this all the time, at the end of the day, all this stuff comes down to utility. And so, what kind of growth rate are you experiencing in the app itself? Is that keeping pace with the token? I mean, obviously not the same percentage, but are you seeing significant growth there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, one of our team members he's the data guru guy, and he's been showing me the numbers, and yeah, it's amazing. I mean, in terms of new signups, in terms of retention rate, in terms of growth, daily posts. Yeah, I mean, we've done hundreds of percent since back in the 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, and it's been ongoing growth. It's increasing our retention, our daily activity, our daily posts. Yeah, that's been growing steadily, and we're very impressed by the numbers and extremely happy to see this keep going. Um, it's not as steep as the price, of course. I mean, we've seen like a
Yeah.
6,000% growth. You can't beat that. No way.
Mm.
Even on socials, I mean, Twitter, Telegram, I mean, everywhere we're just getting bombarded by new users. Yeah, and yeah, we had to join in so many moderators on Telegram just to help. So yeah, I mean, this is very exciting for us, and just to keep seeing this growth, steady growth. It's important for ActiFit to keep growing.
Uh, how are you handling that? I don't even know because it's been so long since I signed into the app because I'm always signed in on my phone. Can people signing up today? Do they have to get an Hive account to use the app, or do you have a sign up option where, like, I know there's email options, but can they download and use the app with just an email so they can get going and no rewards, like some applications are doing, or do they require a Hive account? And if they require a Hive account, how are you navigating that with all this recent interest?
Yeah, no, you still need a Hive account. Actually, I mean, with the app, you can just download it and use it, but you won't be able to earn anything until you create your first account.
Yes.
Yeah, with us, the sign up option will create for you three cross chain accounts just for the $2 you're paying. And if you have a Hive account, you're already set. You don't need to do anything. You can just use your Hive username. So yeah, on the sign up, you're creating the account, and you got a posting key, and you're just using that in the app to create your reports. So yeah, basically it's just that. And yes, you gotta have an account there on Hive. I mean, you cannot manage without it.
So you're charging $2 to get a Hive account, essentially.
Yeah, because we give out delegation
Mhm.
across chains, and we also give out some AFIT tokens. I think we're giving out for $2 like 100 AFIT tokens as a small reward. So yeah, I mean, it's just like a small fee just to make sure. I mean, these people are not spammers. The sign up spams that can take place. So yeah, send out a transaction, you get your account, and you're good to go.
I mean, okay. So, are you still? let me get this straight, just because this was something Tass did years ago, and I was lost, let's say, in the past couple of years. So I'm catching up here. You're giving out AFIT tokens for delegating still, or you took that away? Yes.
It is, but recently we actually started to change that. You know, we're actually turning AFIT into a scarcer token. The tokenomics of AFIT has always been like there's a daily pool of 100,000 AFIT being distributed to delegators. Recently, we announced actually that this will be decreasing on a rate of, I think, 0.5% or 1% daily. So this started like a couple of weeks ago, and now it's down from 100K to around 88,000. And this will keep decreasing for around 70 days. Then after 70 days, we will reassess because, I mean, we're really turning AFIT into you know, you got to make it scarce with the recent price spikes and all the demand and whatnot. So to make it difficult to acquire, more difficult, we're turning down a little bit the delegation rewards. And we also have a different thing we'll be announcing maybe by tomorrow, I guess, once we announce the bridge also, which I think you guys will ask a little bit about. So we really want AFIT to become a scarcer component, because scarcity will really lead to, hopefully, a better price for the token and more demand. So that's what we're trying to do. So yes, delegation still gives out rewards, but the rewards every single day are decreasing. So if anyone just wants to scoop up some more AFIT tokens, they just have some opportunity right now.
There you go. Question in YouTube. Someone said, "Can you ask him about the bridge to BSC when it is coming?"
There you go. I told you someone is going to ask about it. Yeah. We've been working very hard on it, and I'm really happy to say that development has concluded. Just before the show, actually, we finalized the testing, we finalized the bridge, and we tested it out, and it's working beautifully. We will be launching it, if not today, hopefully by tomorrow. So the bridge will actually allow you to move over your AFIT tokens from Hive Engine over to an address. Can we say MetaMask?
You can. You'll just get John turned a shade of red, but that's okay.
So, I mean, to an address on Binance Smart Chain. Let's not say. Because it can be anywhere. I mean, it can be on any exchange that supports AFIT, whether it's TextTrade now, DigiFinex in the future, or any other. So this will allow you to actually move over your tokens. But we have a special dynamic for the bridge because we don't want, like, I mean, we want to preserve the interest of everyone, including our ActiFitters and our new investors. And with the difference in price between the AFIT on Hive Engine, which has recently climbed as well, and the price on Binance Smart Chain, we are trying to avoid having people just sell all their tokens and just dump a price. And who's going to benefit from doing that? I mean, we just want to maintain a healthy price action for AFIT, and hopefully to get both chains better aligned in terms of pricing. So we created a fun dynamic, I guess, that we announced like a couple of weeks back, whereby you will need to lock your AFIT tokens on Hive Engine alongside with some rate of HBD. And our choice for HBD was actually because HBD is a very nice stable coin, and there's a lot of hype happening around it on Hive. And we really want to get people to actually lock down some of their HBD. So doing that will allow you to actually have those tokens, the AFIT tokens, minted over on Binance Smart Chain into your address, and then you can do whatever you want with those AFIT tokens. And you will be able to basically do one transfer per day, and there's a cap at the amount of AFIT. I think it's going to be either 5,000 or 10,000 per day. I mean, that will be announced, but yeah, it's going to be probably around that number. So with this limitation, I think, I mean, this will not be a too much of a push against the price, and people will also be interested in maintaining some of their AFIT, I believe, on Hive Engine, especially with another scarcity approach that we're going to launch. And this, I mean, I'm going to announce it maybe on your show already. So one of the plans that we will be doing, and we might actually have this implemented by by tomorrow as we launch the bridge, is that there will be a minimum amount of AFIT required to own in order to actually earn AFIT tokens. So the dynamic is as follows. You're already earning Hive, Steam, Blurt, Sports, all these extra rewards you're getting via ActiFit, and AFIT, of course. So what we thought is that to actually make AFIT more scarce is that you need to have some amount of AFIT to actually start earning AFIT tokens, and you got to have a minimum amount. So whatever you want, I mean, you won't be able to earn AFIT until you reach that minimum AFIT amount, right? So be that 5,000, 10,000 AFIT, we're gonna have that set up by tomorrow. But we think this is a very a scarce approach to the AFIT token. So you're earning rewards, but you're not earning AFIT until you get enough amount of AFIT tokens on your balance. So we hope that, we believe this will actually require people to maintain some of their AFIT balance on Hive Engine or on ActiFit.io wallet. But if anyone wants to earn more tokens, they probably need to buy some of their AFIT or actually just grab them somehow, maybe by exchanging from other tokens. And I believe this is a very nice dynamic and important for maybe enhancing the AFIT experience and really turning it into a very scarce and rewarding token in itself. Because the more scarce it is, like I said, the more price action will follow, I hope.
There you go. So I need to go to Tass to get a loan for some from AFIT, because I know he's hoarding those things, right, Tass? Yeah.
I got a lot of AFIT. If McFarhat can get the price moving across the board stable, we'll be doing pretty good, John. I'll buy you lunch.
Thanks,
one
man.
Lambo.
Tahiti.
Yeah, one Lambo, exactly. One Lambo.
One thing you said, McFarhat, and I don't know, maybe it's not out there till you announce it, but I'm not following along. You said the bridge there's you'll decide what the limit is, 5,000, 10,000 AFIT a day to cross over. And I understand you don't want 20 million AFIT tokens going to BSC and everybody dumping it, because then the price will crash and all notoriety that you got through this price movement will be destroyed. So I understand that. But you mentioned HBD. And maybe I'm just not following, or maybe it's something you're not sharing and you're going to wait till the announcement. But where does HBD tie in? Because you mentioned that in the stablecoin, but how does that tie in?
Yeah, actually, so what you need to do in order to move your AFIT tokens is that we have a small interface that's going to be launched, like I said. So in the interface, you are required to actually, if you want to move, let's say, 10,000 AFIT, there's an amount of HBD that you actually need to lock. And by locking the AFIT and the HBD, you will get those AFIT on the other side of the universe on Binance Smart Chain. So these are locked. And if you really want to release back your HBD and the AFIT that you have on Hive Engine, you're going to have to move back those AFIT from Binance Smart Chain over to Hive Engine via the bridge that goes back the other side. So this is where HBD plays the role. So it's like a component.
It's like an access token.
Yes. It's unlocking you to be able to move over your AFIT tokens down to the Binance Smart Chain, and they're going to be locked there. The part that's going to be released today or tomorrow, it's going to be the way to actually move over your AFIT to Binance Smart Chain. And I guess within a few weeks, we will be launching also the other side of the bridge, because everyone is very interested just to move over their tokens from Hive Engine over to Binance Smart Chain. And once we finalize the development for the other end of the bridge, that will also be released, and you can get those tokens back once if you're interested and if you want to do so, you can move back your AFIT from Binance Smart Chain to Hive Engine and reclaim those AFIT and the Binance Smart Chain, the HBD, sorry.
So HBD is kind of a access token and an entry fee. I mean, if you want to use it, you have to put up whatever the number is of HBD and lock that in to utilize the bridge, and it's locked in. And then when you bring your stuff back, you get your AFIT on Hive Engine, plus you get your HBD back.
Correct, correct. It's not really a fee. I mean, it's just something that you're locking, and to maintain, like, it's an algorithm we came up with. Like, if you really want to maintain those HBD, you want to get them back down the road, you gotta buy some AFIT on Binance Smart Chain or just generate them somehow, and then send them back over to Hive Engine, and then you can unlock the HBD. And the reason we chose HBD is because it's basically a stable coin, so you're not losing value. It's not like Hive that could fluctuate in price, or some other token. You're basically locking your tokens and they're maintaining value. So if you decide down the road, hey, I want my HBD back, you can do that, and you will get them. If you're transferring things, I mean, with Binance Smart Chain, there are fees. So we do charge a small fee, but it's going to be probably around 1 HBD or like 0.5% over larger amounts. But yeah, I mean, that's basically you're maintaining most of your HBD and you can reclaim them back down the road.
Now, Leo Finance, with their HBD, PHBD, they got the liquidity pool on Polygon,
Right.
and they basically did similar to what you're doing. They built a derivative for HBD, just like you're doing with AFIT. And what they do is when, and I'll just throw out numbers here, if they have 1,000 HBD that got sent over the bridge, so there's 100,000 HBD, and so there's 100,000 PHBD. Each PHBD is backed by an HBD, just like each whatever you're calling AFIT on Binance, BAFIT or whatever, is backed by one AFIT. But when you talk about the HBD being locked up, what they do is they take a portion of the HBD that was submitted to them that's represented by the PHBD, and they took a portion of that and put that in savings. Now, obviously, they have to have a certain amount liquid because people are moving back and forth, so you have to be able to service that. But would you say that of these HBD that get submitted through your application, are you going to take some of it, a percentage, whatever you figure out, and put it into the savings to generate more HBD, to generate that APY? And then is that something that is, the person who puts up the HBD is actually being rewarded while it's being held? How does that dynamic work? Have you thought through that?
Yeah, I mean, our vision is that, I mean, definitely there will be a portion that's being put into savings. I mean, that's make a lot of sense, and we really want to lock some of those HBD into the chain. We were considering whether we will be able to reward back some of those APYs back to the users. I mean, that's not decided yet, because we want to see, I mean, how the flow will happen, what the users are actually doing. Is it mostly selling? I mean, what's going on? How this bridge will function? I mean, there is a potential we can share some of those rewards. We just gotta see how the calculation will happen and how the dynamics will really take place on the ground. But that is on the table, and we're just gonna see how it goes. And I mean, the users, they will be able to unlock their HBD, and there could be there's mostly a lockdown phase. So let's say you want to bring back your HBD, your AFIT, and reclaim your HBD. There's probably going to be a week lockdown period. Kind of like if you're powering down your HP, for example. There's going to be something like that for the HBD, so that you can acquire them in phases. That's undecided exactly how it's going to be, but there's going to be something similar to that.
What I think gets very interesting, and I'd like your thoughts on it, and I'll use the term treasury, the ActiFit treasury, and
Yes.
Again, I equate this a lot to Leo Finance, because they've already gone through some of this process of bridging and stuff like this, and being on multi-chain, which obviously you mentioned, there will be one HBD or a 0.5 percent or 0.25% or whatever you work out, where there will be fees that are generated. And then, of course, if you put something into savings, it generates more money. And what you ultimately do with that is to be determined. But I think one of the most fantastic aspects to HBD right now is that projects can hold their treasury in HBD savings, get that 20% return, and then use that for whatever is needed, whether it's to pay some bills or whether it's to reward the community members, to have contests, or to, whatever you decide to do with it. And have you seen that as something that you think you're going to take advantage of with your application, where you say, hey, listen, we have some of this money sitting around, we have these fees being generated, why not park it here, get the 20%, and then grow our holdings that we can feed back into the community in different ways? Have you thought much about that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're all in for this. We're a witness on Hive blockchain, and we're one of the witnesses who's actually signaling the 20%. I guess most of the witnesses are doing that. So we're in favor of this because it's a lucrative approach to support the 20% for HBD, the 20% APY. We definitely want to put an amount of our HBD into savings, and we're always about giving back to the community. There are so many competitions that are featuring AFIT, and there's challenges happening on a weekly basis, and we actually allocate some AFIT rewards for these competitions. We want to give back to the community, and we will see. I mean, however way we can work out those HBD to give out to the community and to actually grow ActiFit as a project. I mean, that's definitely where we want to put those funds into.
I got a question. We actually talked about this the last time you were on. So this is, in a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago. So one of the things that's really popular, not necessarily on the move to earn stuff, but any of these activity apps and stuff, right? Like you're seeing a lot more quest challenges, and there's a game placed on top of the actions that you do. I asked this to you last time, I remember, and you were saying you guys were thinking about it and looking into it. Do you have a plan of adding some type of game element to it? There's these new things called the conquest challenges. I don't know if but they always show up on Facebook ads. They're constant, where you get little medals and stuff. If you complete a certain amount of steps or a certain amount of kilometers or miles, you get this reward. Is there any thoughts or plans to put some type of game elements into ActiFit?
Yeah, and yeah, I agree. I mean, this is what we discussed last time, and we already have some of those components. Like with the badges that we have on ActiFit, like the accomplishments you can reach, the virtual gadgets that you buy and you earn extra rewards. I mean, these are starting points for us as ActiFit, but definitely we're looking into more of these things. We want to make it more fun. We want to make it more interesting. And even the metaverse integration. I mean, I guess we probably indulged into that a little bit last time. So all of these are very interesting to us, and we really want to get ActiFit to grow more into those aspects because it has the potential, and everyone is just wants to enjoy themselves. And I remember you saying about if there's game on ActiFit, that's the perfect.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. Like dude, I try to get my 5,000, and it happens. Most times I'll hit it, but then I'll get to like 4. Like if there was a game and I'm at like 4,000 steps, I'm going for a jog. And I'm calling up Task. I'm like, bro, we got to go. Come on, man. Keep going. Like, I'll be the coach.
That's it, road, bro.
Well, I'm just a physical specimen, so everyone will definitely, come to me for health advice. But
John, we could have a CryptoManiacs team. We could get all our maniacs together and form a team and go into fitness battle.
Fitness battle. Yeah,
do like, what was that show? Biggest weight loser, biggest loser.
Yeah.
So we can do like biggest stepper or biggest movement people and get our team together and pit ourselves against those BS people on BSC or whatever. Pit,
Yes.
pit ourselves against the CTT team.
No, we could do Steam versus Hive. You know?
Oh,
We could do the
oh,
Blurt versus Hive, but
oh.
you know, they could do that on ActiFit. Imagine that. You know,
Ga-
Yeah.
Gamification.
cross-chain battles. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Dude, I'm just, you know, I mentioned this to you too last time, and it's been a while since you were on, but I do think that ActiFit has really, you know, really helped my journey. You know, a little over a year ago, I was diagnosed diabetic, and my blood sugar was through the roof. And yeah, you know, you pop pills and you try to eat better, that and this and the third, but ActiFit got me going, like it really did, and it helped me, you know, get moving and see the results of hitting that 5,000 every day and getting the little my phone shakes and says, hey, you've done it, keep going. It helped me a lot. So not just saying, hey, you know, ActiFit is cool because it's on Hive, you can earn some crypto. It could really save lives, and I'm not trying to make this sound like grandiose and stuff, but I do consider it a big part of my journey so far. And it is a journey because it's definitely not a destination. So I'm thankful for ActiFit. I'm thankful for you guys and everything you're doing. I just I'm hooked on it, man. Again, it's on the front page of my phone. I every day I'm working to get that, and it's kicked me in the butt. So I think everyone can benefit from this, and that's my warm and fuzzy part of the show. So
Oh
yeah.
man, I mean, you know, it's just words like this are the, I mean, forget about it, price action and whatnot and everything else. I mean,
Mhm.
the rewards and all the financial stuff. These statements and these words coming from our users, I mean, this is what really keeps us going. I mean, just the capacity to be able to help people change their lives. This in itself, I mean, this is on another level, and this is what keeps us going every single day. So thank you for saying what you just said, and we're really humbled just to be able to help out with your journey and with all of our users' journeys to getting healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it gets down to eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you mentioned some of the near term plans. What would you say? What are your some of the plans you have? I don't know. Pick a number over the next 6 months, 12 months, 9 months. What are some of the more medium or longer term plans on your roadmap, even if it's just a mental roadmap that you've thrown together in your mind?
Well, I mean, there's really tons of things we are planning. You know, we do have a roadmap. We do have it on our docs website. You know, docs.actifit.io. We have a lot of things mentioned there, but I'll just maybe highlight a few. You know, we're really moving more into a larger scale cross-chain platform. So we want to keep expanding into more chains. One of the chains we've been chatting to are the people at Telos. We've had some good talks with the guys, and we're seeing how we can integrate. They have a nice community, a vibrant community. So that's another thing we're looking at expanding. You know, we have the ActiFit DeFi launch on Binance Smart Chain. We have a whole revamp of our user experience on the mobile and the web solution that's in play right now. We're building a lot of more functionality for the mobile app. There's going to be tighter integration with you know, the gadgets, the market, the social experience. You're going to be able to do all sorts of things from within the mobile app. I mean, even with your rewards, the wallet on Android, and I do a lot of things also with you and other earnings. What else? I mean, the listings on exchanges and all of those are just no brainers. So we're just expanding on that end as well. Yeah, I mean, these are some of the things that we're basically working. yeah, there's really tons of things just to keep us busy for so long.
The cool thing about this application is and when I look at any type of development, any type of application, it's always important to ask what's the market here. And you have stuff like listeners, which is very impressive to me because even though that's a much smaller market, it's still a very active market. And what John and his partners are building is pretty cool in the email marketing, affiliate marketing realm. But when I look at ActiFit, I mean the potential market there is just enormous. I mean, you look
Mm.
at 7.8 billion people, 5.2 billion people on the planet. How many of them move around? And how
Yeah.
many of them have mobile phones or mobile watches, mobile devices? And the number of people interested in health and fitness and whether it's because like John was just sharing because they're sick or because they're a fitness buff or they're really into working out or they just want to get away from their nagging wife or nagging husband and go for a walk for a couple hours, whatever the reason is, people, I mean, the potential market for this is incredible. And so when I look at the number of tokens and say, okay, what's the potential? Yeah, there's a lot of tokens there, but having 100 million people download this application off of Apple and Google is not that crazy because there's that many people in the world who are interested in this stuff and go out and walk in, and you go by any park in most major areas and you'll see a whole bunch of people on the weekend walking through there on a Saturday morning or something, people out with their kids or whatever they're doing, their dogs. And that to me is something when you talk about the tokenomics and the price and market action, things like that. It's like, well, again, if you look at 100 million people using this application, which, I don't know how many Fitbit are out there, but Sweatcoin, the article I read, they claim that there's 60 million Sweatcoin users. Now, I don't know how accurate that is or not, but even if it's off by, a magnitude of 10, 6 million Sweatcoin users is still a nice, not pretty nice market. I mean, if ActiFit could get to a few million users, you're looking at huge success, not only of the token, but the application itself.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, last year I think that was the largest growth ever in crypto adoption, and people are learning more about crypto,
Hmm.
and just the potential for crypto keeps on increasing every single day. And I guess people are just learning about what crypto has and what it entails and what are the different things you can do with it. So move to earn is really like the next big thing, and everyone is just now looking at it. And I think it's a progressive thing whereby people will keep adopting and learning more about the different crypto aspects, including move to earn and DeFi. And I mean, everyone's going to be jumping over this field. And yeah, I mean, I can easily see that in the coming few years, whereby billions of people will just be using apps such as ActiFit and others.
What is
Mm.
your moat? Because obviously you've been at it for 5 years. You've been developing. You've been growing. Um, is this something that, and this is just my own ignorance in this area, is this something that is easy to spin up? I mean, could somebody see this taking place and say, you know what, I'm going to throw together an app and spin up an app, and they could do it very quickly and get it out there, get it listed, and get people downloaded, then tie a crypto and integrate it in? Or is it very difficult to create this type of technology? I mean, would you say the technology itself gives you some insulation against, like you said, your competition? Although, really, is there competition? Because if I download three move to earn apps, I can have three move to earn apps on my phone. I guess if it might suck up all the processing power on my phone, but I could run them. But would you say you have some insulation from what other people could develop based upon your technology? Or where would you say your protection is against what is out there and what separates ActiFit from all the rest.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can build any prototype rather easily, but it takes a long period to actually build a robust project and a robust application. And we've been doing this for years now with ActiFit, with all our ecosystem and the different components that constitute what ActiFit runs on. It takes a lot of time to actually build and finalize. And I mean, anyone can spin up anything. It might be just low quality, or is just something that a throwaway code, or I don't know, something that's could potentially be a rug pull. What we have built and what we believe is what we're doing is a long-term thing. We've been around, like you said, 4 or 5 years here, and we've been developing and will continue to develop, because this is our vision for ActiFit. It's a long-term vision, and I mean, other projects. I mean, I think one of the strengths, and again, I will say this, is that we built on Hive, and we leveraged an easy entry point ecosystem for ActiFit to grow, and we got a tight and committed community around us. So this is all supporting factors for ActiFit once it kicked off, and for it to continue growing.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, I'm a raving fan, but it's.
Is there anything on Hive you don't like, John?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm trying to think. There's projects that I might not be. Well, yeah, there might be stuff that I'm not a part of or active, but I don't go like, oh, I hate it. There's a few things on other blockchains I can't stand, but we won't get into that.
Blockchains you can't stand, not even what's on there. You just can't stand the blockchain.
Yeah. No, dude, it's exciting stuff, and just like Tass, said, I'm going to echo it. It's like this market is just so massive, and the potential for a no-brainer onboarding tool such as this app. Everyone, majority of people, are conscious of their health. And this is a great way to not only get them moving, but also introduce them to all these ecosystems. And I still think ActiFit is the pioneer. And every time I read those articles about Move to Earn, I get a lot angrier when they don't put the. There's a few things. It's like it's weird. It's like if I don't see ActiFit on the top of Move to Earn and Splinterlands on the top of Play to Earn, I get really, really frustrated, because I'm like, what do you guys have no community? I mean, there's no community. There might be a bunch of people that are raving about stuff on Twitter, like, oh yeah, because you want the token to moon, but there's actual love and relationships here on this blockchain that have developed these type of tools and tool applications. So yeah, I'm still a little bitter when I see anything mentioned other than ActiFit. I'm working on it though. I'm going to counseling for that right now.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we're not upset. You can. When the hype started, really, I mean, we've been really, really happy to see so many hivers just talk about. I mean, when they step in and these things, the hype started. We've seen so many Hivians and ActiFitters actually post on Hive and saying, "Hey, ActiFit is the original Move to Earn, and we've been around for so long." So we really appreciate the community and just speaking about this, because I mean we've been around for so long, and we're happy to be one of the pioneers in the field. And I mean, no matter how many competition there is, I mean, we're going to keep building, we're going to keep growing, and we believe in the community, and we really appreciate it.
I love it. I know that my community, Task alluded to listeners, a lot of listeners' messages now in the system are ActiFit reports. So people are sharing their accomplishments in listeners, and I'm upvoting them all because I love it and I know what it's done for me. So I hope it does that for
Is Jimmy an
else.
ActiFitter?
Jimmy is slightly an ActiFitter. Yes. Jimmy, dude, Jimmy's on another level. I don't know. Jimmy is like, this guy's like
Mick Farhat, there would be a guy, Jimmy would be a guy from listeners to get on your team. This guy is excellent. Excellent. Jimmy Adams, is it?
Adames.
Adames.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll send you his link, his profile offline, and you can take
Awesome.
a look. But he'd be a guy. This guy is posting all the time about his workouts and what he's involved in. He's really involved in fitness. He'd be a great supporter for ActiFit.
We would love to have him, of course.
For sure.
Jimmy, if you're listening or when you're listening,
Oh, I'm sure he will. He'll hit me up.
Make sure to contact McFarhat. I'll drop his DM to you.
Yeah, dude,
It'd be great together. Hey, John, this is like the dating game, but different.
It is. It's the dating game, just the blockchain version of it.
Without the dating part.
Without the dating part.
Connection builders.
Connection builder. Yes, I like it. Yeah. Yes, we are nothing but connectors here. Beautiful. Dude, again, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us, and continuing to promote this move to earn movement that you started. So,
the new movement.
Yeah, the new movement. That's apparently the new thing, but you've been doing it for years. But yeah, dude, thank you for everything, and appreciate it. And come back not so long down the road next time. So we'll
seems like they're having more and more announcements. So
yeah.
For sure.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I mean, it's always a pleasure. Never gets boring with both of you guys here. And we're a trio now, right?
Yes.
Three bald dudes, man. We may have to change the name of the show. Three bald dudes.
Oh yeah,
three bald crypto dudes. Yeah, there you go. That's why I wear a hat, so I can mask it a little bit, scare the kids away. Anyways,
so yeah,
thank you, sir.
Again, thank you for having me, and yeah, we're gonna keep building with ActiFit. So hopefully we'll get more people to be health aware, and hopefully, I mean, they'll be able to really benefit both health-wise, finance-wise from ActiFit, and we're going to continue. I mean, growing. Some people ask us, what happens if the bull cycle is down, has ended, and now it's a bear cycle? And we don't really care. We don't look at these things. I mean, we started ActiFit. I remember in June 2018, it was the core of the bear cycle.
That was the bear.
Yeah, and we don't care even now. I mean, we're just going to keep building or biddling, as some people like to call it. And just continue the growth, and just keep helping out people with keeping a healthy lifestyle, and just coming up with new innovations. So yeah, that's our vision. That's our mission.
Awesome, cool. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, and thank you to everyone watching the live show and the replay. Download it now. You can find it on the Google Play Store, the Apple Store, or go to actifit.io for the website, and get involved in this project, because it changes lives. It really does. So thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.